Today is section 107, verses 21 through 40, and I'm kind of worried about each day this week that we're going through this section, because it is very, well, just take a look at what Ludlow has to say about it. I mean, you can see, there's about 8 verses over here that are about the Melchizedek priesthood, and they range throughout the whole thing. And then, look at all these things over here. Oh, yeah. Anyways, explanation of and offices in the Melchizedek priesthood. Verses 2 through 12, 18 through 19, 22 through 40, 64 through 67, 89 through 98. That's all about just the Melchizedek priesthood, its offices, and explanation of it. And then you've got verses 13 through 17, verse 20, 68 through 75, 85 through 88, the explanation of and offices in the Aaronic priesthood. So it's jumping around a bit. And then verse 15 is bishopric, 19 is mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, verses 22, 65 through 67, 78 through 84, 91 through 92, duties of the first presidency, verses 23 through 24, duties of the Quorum of the 12, plus 33, 35, 38 through 39, duties of the first Quorum of the 70, verses 25 through 26, 34, 93 through 97. So in verses 21 through 40, he talks about the organization of the first presidency, the 12 of the Quorum, and the 70. So that's really what's happening in those verses. Nothing really stood out to me in the reading last night in those verses, and it's hard to get anything out of this when it's so convoluted. But again, I don't know what to say. Yeah. I mean, it's really just an explanation. If you want to know why the church is organized the way it is, read this section and you will know. So that's verses 107, section 107, verses 21 through 40. But what I do want to say is that over the weekend, I worked on next year's reading schedule, because at church I just went on my phone to see if they had posted "Come Follow Me" for next year, the Old Testament, and they had, and so I started working on the daily reading schedule for next year. And let me tell you, there's a lot of reading. Like, in the Doctrine and Covenants, we've got these teeny tiny little parts where we read 6 verses here, or a section that's 8 verses. That is not the Old Testament. There is so much reading. So here I've got 3 pages of reading, which is understandable because there's 365 days as to what we must read. But sometimes it's like 2 chapters a day, or a full chapter. And so anyways, I've made it. If you're interested, in the daily reading schedule, let me know, and I will get it to you somehow. But anyways, I'm excited. I'm kind of really excited to study the Old Testament, because I've never studied the Old Testament before. I tried to read it one time on my own, and I got to a certain chapter where they talk about measurements for a building or a temple 3 times in that same chapter, and I couldn't take it anymore. I was done with the Old Testament. I couldn't take it. But what I noticed in doing this schedule is that they trimmed the fat quite a bit. So if there's a chapter in, I don't know, Genesis, Exodus, one of those, where it's so-and-so was the son of so-and-so, and he begat him, and he begat him. If that's a chapter, they've had us skip that. They don't have us read that. Let me give you a for instance. Where's a for instance? Oh, here, Numbers. So May 9th through the 15th, we read Numbers 11 through 24. But we only read 11 and 12, 13, 14, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So we've skipped quite a bit in there. So they've trimmed the fat, as I like to say. And the Psalms, we don't read all the Psalms, but here's just another example. 1, 2, 8, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 40, 46. So, it's not like we're going to be reading the whole Bible, but, I mean, the whole Old Testament, but there is a lot of reading. A lot. And then also, I don't know if you guys remember my Come Follow Me journals from this year that I made, where inspiration words go in here. As you can see, there are none this week. And then my daily journal on this side. I know it's something interesting to see. There you go. Anyway, so this was my Come Follow Me journal for this year. I wanted to get back into journal writing, so this was the idea that I came up with for this year. And as I was looking at the Come Follow Me manual for next year on my phone, because it's not printed yet, it gave ideas or guidelines for how to study the Old Testament. And it said, look for these certain things. So what I did, back when I did an intense study of the Book of Mormon years ago, I made myself a journal, and where I read 4 chapters a day, or was it 8 chapters a day? I think maybe 4 chapters a day, 2 in the morning and 2 at night. And in those readings, I had to find these certain things. I had to find truths about Christ. I had to find my favorite scripture. I had to find something. Anyways, I had these boxes that I had to fill in, and I got so much out of that study because I was actually looking for things and writing them down, and actually putting my mind into the scriptures, because I had to find inspiring words. I had to find my favorite scripture in those chapters. I had to pay attention to what I was reading, not just like this passive reading where you're thinking about something else and then you're like, oh, what did I just read? So I wanted to do that again with the suggestions that Come Follow Me gave. Look for questions, inspiring words, gospel truths, something else. I can't think of them all off the top of my head. But I made myself a journal because most of my journals for this year are so tiny, just like 1 or 2 sentences can fit in here. And I wanted it to be that way so that I would actually write something, because I haven't written in a journal in like a year and a half, almost 2 years, when I used to write pages a day. So I wanted to get back into it, so I made myself a journal for next year. Come Follow Me Old Testament. Anyways, what I did was I made a calendar with the reading. So at the beginning there's the reading for the month of January, and then each page has the sections. So the date goes there, and then 5 things. I think this will be like my daily journal section, and then this is the inspiring words or truths about Christ, questions, you know, things like that. So I've got a decide which boxes are which, but I did that for, let me find, so there's February, and they just go on, and I made it pretty so that I had to use it. Anyways, so if you're interested in the Come Follow Me Old Testament reading, daily reading schedule for next year, let me know and I'll get it to you. And anyways, love you all. Talk to you later.